When I first found out that I was conceived in rape, I was at the agency that placed me for adoption. And the woman was really hostile towards me. She really didn't want me to find my mother, even though my mother had written a letter to the agency stating that if my daughter ever tries to find me, tell her I want to see her. So this woman leans forward and tells me, your mother was raped. And so the hostility there, I started thinking about it and even doubting my own validity and why was I here? And I was loved by parents, by husband, by children, but still society's stigma on children of rape started making me question, should I be here? Why am I here? And had I not been a follower of Jesus Christ, I would be dead. I would have believed the lie of society that I'm worthless, and I would have committed suicide. I met her face to face on December 7th of 2005. She was in a wheelchair, and she was sitting in the hall with a bunch of other people in wheelchairs, and I didn't realize that it was her. So I go up to the reception desk and I said, about to ask for Ann Phillips, when I hear a voice behind me saying, Juda? And I turned around and I saw eyes bluer than mine, and I knew this woman had given birth to me. So I knelt down beside her and I spoke with her for about an hour. And after that, I got up enough courage and I asked, what were the circumstances of my conception? I was just hoping and praying that it was a lie, just like her being dead was a lie. So she says, I was walking home from watching a movie late at night, and the people who dropped me off couldn't pick me up. I started walking, and on a street corner in St. Louis, 8 men, young men, 18 to 20 years old, were standing there, no shirts, didn't have anything better to do. They saw her, they raped her, they beat her up, left her for dead, and she laid there for hours. When she told me, I broke down crying, and I placed my head in her lap, and she patted me on the shoulder and she says, honey, stop your crying. I've forgiven those men, and look what God has done. He's brought you back to me. God is faithful. She had prayed for 48 years. Some people pray for a long time and they don't see answers to their prayer. It doesn't mean God hasn't heard. She consistently prayed, and 48 years later, her prayers are answered. And I'm not a grudge-holding person. I forgive easily. And when she said she forgave those men, I said, then I can't not forgive them. I have to forgive them. The Bible says that if we do not forgive, we will not be forgiven, and that was Jesus' words. So I say, there is nothing that anyone can do to me that will make me go to hell. I'm going to forgive them. And my mother forgave them. And I know so many other women who have forgiven their rapist. It doesn't say that the rape is okay. That's not what forgiveness says. Forgiveness says that I'm not going to give the devil real estate in my brain anymore. I'm going to give it to God. The doctor said to her in 1956, I can take care of it. And my mother, strong woman, she said, you're not going to take care of it because it is my baby. Her mother didn't believe her, and even a year ago at 78, she was crying because her mom wouldn't believe her. She placed me for adoption. I was adopted at 3 months. Someone within the agency snapped a picture of me and sent it to her and said, your baby's going to be fine. She was adopted into a good home. When I met her in 2005, 48 years later, she was still holding that picture. My mom is a hero. And I know there are some women who haven't chosen life for their child. And I'm hoping to tell my mom's story and encourage people to have their baby and know the joy that my mother felt. Because she celebrated Valentine's Day, which is my birthday. She celebrated Valentine's Day every single year, telling people, one day I will celebrate with my daughter.